Rape, we all be hearing about this for a long time in news. The rapist shouldn't have to be a stranger. It can be a person in trust. It can be a guardian or your own husband. Yes, I've been talking about marital rape.
Marital rape, a term that does not exist in the Indian Penal Code, not as crime. Under Section 375 of IPC, rape is defined as sexual intercourse without a woman's consent, but there's a catch. Exception 2 to this section states intercourse by a man with his own wife, the wife not being under 15 or age, is not rape. The essentially means if you are married, for sex is legal. However, the major change come in 2017 when the Supreme Court raised the age of 15 to 18, making the sex of wife below 18 punishable. But beyond this, marital rape is still not recognized as a criminal offense.
You're discussing about marital rape, right?
Yeah.
In a marriage, if the intercourse is happening without the
Yes.
female's consent, there could be various adverse effects, like to her health. It could be physical injuries to private parts हो सकती हैं, it could be laceration, abrasions हो सकती हैं. Patient may be at a risk of urinary tract infection, pelvic inflammatory diseases हो सकते हैं. Patient may also be at a risk of sexually transmitted diseases. And apart from it, it obviously takes part on her mental health, her social health. Patient may land up with an unwanted pregnancies, so it will again take a toll on her physical health, on her mental health. That's
Yeah. So if marital rape has been established, that it has been done, and the patient is referred to us, if it has happened very recently, the patient might show signs and symptoms of PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, where patient can have symptoms of hyper alertness. Patient can avoid the stimulating environment where the rape had happened. Patient might have flashbacks of the incident if the incident is very fresh.
What does the law ignore? Doctors and psychologists says a lot. Marital rape often led to injuries, internal injuries such as vaginal tearing, bleeding and infection, reproductive health complication including miscarriages or STIs, unplanned pregnancies, chronic pelvic pains, and many cases severe psychological trauma like depression, PTSD, self-harm tendency, and in some cases suicide. And yet, when a married woman reports for sex, she often says, "शादी में तो ये सब चलता है." Until rape is criminalized, thousands of women remain unprotected by the system because her marriage can still be a license not for love but for control.
uh, we can refer the patient to a psychiatrist or a therapist if the patient needs help. Patient might also show signs and symptoms of major depressive disorder. Patient might also become suicidal at one point. So it is imperative that the patient is taken care of and the patient gets the adequate social support which is required, and patient talks to other survivors as well.
Women are not only some creature to nurture the family, but they are also an individual whose rights should be protected in a family, in a society, and in a marriage. As it is said in films, no means no. Yes, consent do matter. This is Ritika for Chikara News with cameraman Aditya.